Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to be talking about solving systems of equations in word problems. So obviously, we know we're going to have to be writing two different equations here, and then we're going to use one of our methods, either graphing or substitution or elimination, to solve the systems of equations. So Julio and John are selling cookie dough for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy packages of sugar, cookie dough, and packages of oatmeal cookie dough. All right, Julio sold 8 packages of sugar cookie dough and 8 packages of oatmeal cookie dough for a total of $280. So that's going to be the equation right there. I'm going to say that um, S equals sugar cookie dough, and I'm going to say that T equals oatmeal. So I have 8 times S plus 8 times T, and that equals $280. All right, John sold 1 package of sugar cookie dough and 8 packages of oatmeal cookie dough for a total of $175. So I'm going to have 1S plus 8T, that equals $175. All right, now taking a look at this here, I could pretty easily, so what we're doing here is find the cost of each of 1 package of sugar cookie dough and 1 package of oatmeal cookie dough. Um, I don't have to have this 1 here, obviously. I could just have S. Since I have this situation, I'm probably most likely to use substitution because this one doesn't have a coefficient in front of it, or actually the coefficient is just 1. Um, I could use elimination. I would have to multiply either top or bottom equation by -1 so I could get these two to be opposites. But like I said, since this one's already set up, ready to go, and I'm trying to find how much does 1 package cost, I can get this equal to S pretty quick here. So let's just go ahead and subtract 8T on both sides. So in this instance, I'm going to do the substitution method. So S is then equal to -8T plus 175. Okay. Now, obviously, what I need to do is I need to take this entire expression and I need to plug it in for S. So I'm going to do 8 times -8T plus 175 plus 8T equals 280. Now we need to distribute this. So we get -64T plus, and then 175 times 8 equals 1400. And then we have plus 8T equals 280. Now we combine like terms. So the -64 and the 8T are going to equal -56T plus 1400 is equal to 280. All right, now subtract your 1400 on both sides. And we're going to get -56T is equal to 280 minus 1400 gives us -1120. Then we got to divide both sides by -56. And so our T is going to equal 20. So the oatmeal cookies, like 1 package of oatmeal cookies costs $20. Now we need to plug that in here. So I'm going to go with -8 times 20 plus 175. 8 times 20 is 160, so -160 plus 175. And so therefore, then I can keep bringing the S down. S equals, and therefore S is going to equal $15. So if I rewrite that here, we just say that S equals $15 and T equals $20. And since I labeled it up here, I identified my variables. I don't have to write anything else. Now, if I didn't do that, I'd have to write $15 for sugar cookies, $20 for one package of oatmeal cookies. All right. Okay, going on to the next one, it says find the value of two numbers if their sum is 15 and their difference is 1. So sum means we're adding and difference means we're subtracting. So I'm going to say x plus y equals 15, and then I'm going to say, it doesn't really matter how I write this, I'm going to say x minus y equals 1. All right, so since I have a positive here and a negative here, I'm actually set up for elimination. Okay, so sometimes it's easier for elimination, sometimes it's easier for substitution. Here I'm going to eliminate the y value, so I'm going to get 2x is equal to 16 divided both by 2, and x is going to be 8. And then when I plug that in, I'll do it right here, I'll do 8 plus y equals 15. Get rid of the 8 on both sides. And I'm sure you can probably figure out, what y is going to be, but go ahead and show the work. And so y is going to be 7. All right, so the two numbers are 8 and 7. Since I used the variables x and y, I could go ahead and write my answer in ordered pair form. But it's not really asking for that. They're just asking what two numbers would they be. So 8 plus 7 is 15, and 8 minus 7 is 1. So the sum is 15. The difference is 1. Okay. Lee and Matt are selling wrapping paper for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy rolls of plain wrapping paper and rolls of shiny wrapping paper. So I'm going to say that P equals plain and S equals shiny. So Lee sold 6 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 1 roll of shiny. So I'm going to say 6 times P plus S for a total of $60. Matt sold 8 rolls of plain, so that'd be 8 times P plus 1 roll of shiny. So again, S for $76. So what is the cost? What is the cost each of 1 roll of plain wrapping paper and 1 roll of shiny? All right, so there's a couple ways to think about this. One way you could think is, well, my S actually is the same, and the P is only up by 2. So that means that whatever the difference is, which, 76 minus 60 is 16, that's what 2 rolls of plain paper cost. So if you kind of understand what I'm seeing here is the difference here is 2P, and my difference over here is 16. And then if you divide it both by 2, you get P is equal to 8. So the plain rolls are equal to $8. That's just something I noticed. Again, if you see things like that, as long as you're showing work as to what you're doing and you're able to explain it, I'm fine with that, as long as you show work. Another thing we could do here is I could go ahead and essentially do the same thing. This is like maybe how to show the work the correct way. I multiply this whole thing by -1. Okay? And what I'm going to get is negative 6P minus S is equal to negative 60. And then when we eliminate, S is gone. What am I left with? 2P is equal to 16. Divide both sides by 2, and P equals 8. So again, this is kind of how to show exactly what's happening. This is probably the better way to do that, in all honesty, so that way we're showing the work the correct way. But now we need to go ahead and plug this 8 in up here. And so I'm going to get 6 times 8 plus S is equal to 60. And 6 times 8 is 48, plus S is equal to 60. Now let's subtract our 48 on both sides. And so when we do that, we're going to bring that S down. And so 60 minus 48, we know is 12. And so P equals $8 per roll, and S equals $12 per roll. So the shiny is $4 more expensive. Again, we labeled our variables up here, so we don't need to do more than just this down here as long as you label it above. Okay, so that's our last example for today. We got to be able to write two equations with two variables, and then use our techniques for systems of equations to solve. Again, it doesn't really matter. You can use substitution or elimination, whichever one is better for you.